Hello, how are you doing? I hope you are enjoying your summer. It's unbelievable here in Ireland where we're getting so much sun with all of that, good, bad, and indifferent. Anyway, I am talking to you today because, from our point of view, typically for most of us working in Ireland, we the summer is where we finish one academic year and we start the next. Potentially, maybe, and perhaps August is the time that you are maybe pausing your classes or stopping your classes or at least reducing your classes so that you can just take a breath and re-nourish. It's also a time when children may be off, you may be completely disengaged completely from your yoga business, from your yoga um, professional side. And it's just a time to kind of take a breath and have a little look around. And that's what I am encouraging you to do. So what I'm going to talk about is a process that should take anything between 9 days and 3 weeks um, to kind of just spaciously have a little look back. Have a little look back and have a little plan forward. And like I say, for most of us, we work at kind of an academic year. And so this is our pause time or our, pause time. Hopefully it's a time for you to also nourish yourself and to really fill up this tank that we use all year. When we look at that, what we can do is we can just fall flat on the ground and just fall on our face or just disengage completely. Or we can either celebrate or beat the shite out of ourselves about what went on last year. Or we can just crash and burn during the summer and then start again in September without maybe having taken the time to review. So what I'm inviting us to do is to dream into it. Now, to be spacious, to be kind, to be curious, to be funny, to be just dream into it. And there's 3 different sort of stages. And of course, within each stage, there's about 3 different stages. There's a workbook below if that is what you like to do. If, on the other hand, you just want to take it bit by bit, you can do that either. So the first stage is looking back. Oh, sorry, this lovely little money spider coming at me. First stage is looking back over our last year. So what did we do last year? And I'm looking at it from 3 points of view. I'm looking at it from the point of view of how we spent our time, how we spent our money, and how we spent our energy. And the spend in that situation is both what we gave away and what we received. So what did we give out and what did we receive? Are we in balance, or was there a big misbalance in them? And so within each of them, thinking back and kind of dreaming, God, it took a lot of time to do this, or I spent a lot of time there, or I didn't really have any time, for myself, or I didn't really have any time for, I don't know, going for walks, or it took me a lot of time on social media, whatever, kind of thinking about where do you think that you spent your time, and where do you think that you gained time or that you lost time? So what was your relationship with time like? Similarly, then look at money. Where did you waste money, spend money, or where did you get money? So, those Saturday workshops were real great. They were great money maker. I really, I got a lot of money out of that. Whereas the retreat, I put a lot of effort into it, but I didn't make any money out of it or whatever. Or it could be I'm spending a lot of money on marketing, or I'm spending a lot of money on internet software, or I'm spending whatever. So have this kind of sense about where are you spending your money? Where are you getting your money? What is your relationship? What has it been like from a money point of view in and out for the last year? The third thing then is our energy. So where did you gain a load of energy? When did you come out for class being really buzzed, going, that was like the best thing ever, I'm going to do that again and again and again? Or where were you dragging your arse? Where during the year, if you have young kids, where were you completely depleted, or where were you energized? So not, obviously we're talking about it from the point of view of your yoga, but also, as we know, or as I say, yoga is life and life is yoga. So the same, you can't, your teaching of your classes isn't independent of your life. If you're having, a sick parent, or trouble in your marriage, or your kid is struggling in school, that is going to show up in how you teach. And so not recognizing that you are a full, complete and total human being. And so whatever it is that is taking your time, your energy, your chi, that is it is going to manifest and have an impact on your class, the content of your class, the numbers in your class, the energy you have to give to your class, etc. So while you can look at it totally from the point of view of just your classes, in reality, looking at it in a much more holistic way is probably more useful. Anyway, so that's the first part, is to dream into remembering, thinking back over how did you spend or how did you receive, where was there a balance or an imbalance in terms of your time, your money and your energy. The next part, which is really, I think, quite important, is that you do an actual audit. Is that true? So after dreaming into it, then actually look at your accounts. Look at where the money actually went in and actually went out. Look at your calendar. Go back over your calendar and see, is it actually true that you never got for a walk? Is it actually true that, I don't know, just have a look, particularly should be very easy to do it around your money. Maybe not very comfortable, but it should be very easy. So, you thought those retreats were terrible, or you thought the weekend workshops, the Saturday workshops were great. Is that true? Did you actually make money on them? Did you actually spend a lot of time selling those Saturday workshops that you weren't counting in? Just like do a test as to how true your sense is. And you might be surprised. I suspect you'll be very surprised to discover it'll be curious. It's cool. So that's the first at least 3 days or week or 3 weeks, depending on how long you want to take, where you're looking back. How did you spend your time, your money and your energy? How did you get fed your time, your money and your energy? And is what you felt was true actually true? At the end of all of that, then, with a nice big colouredy pen, you can highlight maybe 3 things. 3 places that you lost, you gave away your energy, give away your power, or 3 things that you really enjoyed doing that really fed you financially, energetically, from a time point of view. And I like nice big circles, but colourful. So that's your looking back stage. The next stage then is your dreaming stage. And I'm saying dream, right? Nothing practical, nothing reality. This is dreaming, daydreaming. If you study with me, then you've done this at least once. Hopefully you're doing it kind of regularly. And this is where you take at least 3 days, I would say, with 3 pieces of paper, what I want to have, what I want to be, what I want to do. And just list them out, away to your heart's content, just everything from your, I always say the red Ferrari through to the, I don't know, go to the moon. Doesn't matter. Just daydream. Make sure you have at least 1 sleep. You need at least 1 sleep during making that list. And then, at least 1 sleep. Then just keep on until you have nothing else to write down. And then sleep on it. And then the next day you go with your colouredy pen again and you go through all 3 lists and pick the top 2-3 things out of those lists. Combining them and you come out with your top 2 or 3 things in total. That's your dreaming stage. It takes at least 3 days, and again, it can take a week. There's no why would you have to limit your dreams to a couple of days? Then the third phase is your planning phase. So with your planning phase, you're looking to see how is what you're planning on doing moving, building from where you were last year. Okay, you're not suddenly going to open 12 studios and have 6 international retreats that have 200 people on each of them, if that's not where you're building from. So from your building, this is your building phase, So looking from where you have been last year, looking from where you want to go, what your key goals are. Look forward, and here you need to pick one. I am sorry, but you need to pick one overarching thing that you want, goal that you want. And it doesn't have to be financial. And it doesn't have to be, it's the thing you're going to spend this year focusing on. What one thing are you building? So your big plan is, absolutely yoga is going to take over the world. Or you're going to become whatever it is. But within that, for this coming year, okay, so within your big picture, within your 5-year goal, within your 10-year goal, what is the one thing that is your main focus for this year? Write it down. And then from that, 3 practical steps that you're going to be able to take on a daily basis or at least a weekly basis towards that. So that you may have your big overall arching, long-term plan. Within that, what is your main aim, your main goal this year, the coming year? And what are the 3 active steps that you're going to take? That is clearly not all that you're doing. But each time then when you are doing, will I run that class or not run that class? Will I put that Saturday workshop on or not? Will I say yes to that gig or not? Will I take on that work or not? Will I run that retreat or not? That you can go back to say, is this supporting me? And that might be about how you run your business as much as what you do in your business. It might be about how you manage your finance. It's whatever came up for you, and it's going to be completely individual. But those 1 overarching and 2 or 3 sub topics, all written. You've been working with me for long enough to know they need to be written positive and present tense, like they are in place now, that they can be used as your affirmations. One year I had, oh my goodness, I've forgotten what it was. Something like I am simplifying my life while I'm growing my business. So something kind of active, positive, present tense, and then you do write them out. Write them out, write them out, write them out. Nice and big. Put them on your phone, put them on your computer, put them on your fridge, but physically actually writing them, as well as you can type them away to your heart's content, but physically actually writing them is fundamental. There's something different that happens when you take your hand and you write something down, and the connection between that and your brain. And then you can use them during the year as your anchor, as your testing point, connected to the future, connected to the past, connected to the present. Meanwhile, you can have a couple of glasses of wine, you can sit and enjoy the sunshine, you can go for a swim, whatever else it is you're doing. This is a dreaming process, Anyway, I hope this is useful. I hope this is certainly what I'm about to do as I launch myself into the August Bank Holiday weekend. But and it's kind of what we do. I do this sort of every year. Anyway, have fun with it, and let me know how you get on.